I was gonna say good morning because I mean it is morning since we always record these in the morning. But good morning, everybody. It is the Baker's Dozen. It is episode 13. Two dudes talking. Man, what a great topic for today. The expectations of your upline. We're gonna dive into that full swing. Curry, I know this was something that actually you brought to me and said you need to write this down because you were very passionate and excited about this particular topic. And I think this is a great one because I mean we could pontificate for probably hours on this. I think we'll try to keep it to an hour, maybe less. What do you think, man?
Listen, this is a topic near and dear to my heart. I hear it a lot, especially when you create content and people love to flood your comments with very, very similar comments. Well, my upline isn't helping me. Should I change uplines? What should I do about my upline? My
Hmm.
upline, my upline, my upline, my upline? I hear it all the time, and it's like I want to give people the right answer, and they don't really like it when I tell them to quit. But it's
I
it's
think that's
like
your favorite line.
dude, I use it a lot. I get in trouble. People are not happy with me telling them to quit, but it's like you're going to quit anyway. You are. You're going to if you can't get through some of these talking points, you get through some of these issues, you're going to quit anyway.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, I am hardcore about the upline discussion because I truly believe that the vast majority of people who invite people to get started probably just got started themselves. So they don't know anything. They
Hmm.
don't know any more than you do. So, what is your expectation of your upline immediately?
There's so many different ways to approach this. Like I've gotten multiple messages and texts over the years, and I've had people reach out to me and say, and we've talked about this before, the time thing, right? I've been doing this for 3 months and I don't have any results. And I say, okay, cool. Like, what do you want from me? Well, aren't you my sponsor? Aren't you my upline? Like, almost like putting the blame on me. Like, oh, did you not? You didn't train me enough. You didn't stand over my shoulder enough and tell me to click this and do this and go do this. Like, I can't go to I can't put the spoon in your mouth for you. I can show you how to, but I can't go do it for you. And I've had somewhat argumentative conversations with people, and some people in your case, I just said it would be better if here's the support email. You can email them and say you no longer want to do this, cancel your subscription. But there is a sometimes an expectation that just because we're their sponsor, it's our job to make sure that they're successful. Like, I don't remember reading that, saying that, casting those expectations anywhere. But I feel like those expectations are out there that just because you bring somebody on board, now you're responsible, like a parent, you're responsible to make them successful. And I
Is
know
it
for
that
me, you as well, Curry, like we've personally sponsored hundreds and hundreds of people over the years. Like if we had to work with people literally one on one, explaining every little detail, go here, click this, now record this, say this, do that. Like we'd have zero life,
yeah.
no life at all, because we'd be in management mode, would be in teaching, constant teaching mode. And for me, that's pretty unrealistic.
And it's the death to your business. Going into management mode too early literally will destroy you in your business. It
Hmm.
has that you should not go into management mode. And this is why when I enroll a person, I give them one message and it has a list of things to do.
Hmm.
And and then I plug them into a team community. And in that team community, you can ask all the questions you want and the team helps out and the team gives guidance and the team is being more of the handling of little things that they've all gone through.
Hmm.
And so when it comes to me, it's like as the sponsor, I'm still out here trying to help people get started and bring those people in, and if somebody has a tougher question or needs bigger guidance or something, I'm there for them. But I think when you were a second ago when you were talking about, the expectation. I don't know if it's that employee mindset, right? We every one of us come from that employee background because
Hmm.
that's what we've been programmed to do. But I've never gotten started in a career yet. Yet, maybe I need more. Maybe I need more career. I don't know. I've never had a manager that hired me who didn't have a level of expectation of, I think you can go ahead and do some of this stuff. And here's what I want you to do. He gives me a little bit of something, and then I go do it.
Hmm.
And if I don't do it in a short period of time, he just kind of either they let me go. You know what I mean? If I
Yeah.
don't do those tasks, and that's one of the things I learned from one of my mentors is the only reason to enroll a person is to eliminate them as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And that lesson is tough. Most people want to be somebody's babysitter. They want to help. They want to hold their hand. They want to give them guidance. They want to just keep them around the fire. And it's like, I don't know how to. I'm looking for people who want to win, and just people don't treat their opportunity like it's their own franchise. They don't see it. They don't see it as their own business. They see it as, well, my friend was doing this little thing, and they don't. It's like, Dan, this is so tough that we put. It costs less than, you know. Let's just make a round number. It's less than $500 to get started in almost any opportunity today,
Most of them less than $100.
and you have a compensation plan that tells you that you can make millions,
Yep.
millions of dollars a year, not
Yeah.
just a month, not just in a lifetime. You so you don't even you don't so a McDonald's owner doesn't break even in their franchise for like 10 years.
Yeah. Years.
It's years. And you have something that costs less than $500, and you don't have, and most people, they don't get it. They don't have that big picture. They were just invited to see a thing, and then there's no reality.
For sure. And I'll give you a story. You had referenced when people get recruited and then they get put into a system, an opportunity, whatever it is, the people that are bringing them in are relatively new. My first business, when I was back in my 20s, my first network marketing opportunity, I was sponsored by diamonds in this company. I mean, these people were making at the time probably about $30,000 to $35,000 a month. I mean, these guys were like, hey, like these guys are the real deal. Like they were on the cover of a magazine. Like they were, real deal people. And me and my analytical, overly analytical mind, I was like, I have teamed up with the right people. Like if anyone could have sponsored me, these were the people. And, they told me all the books to read. They told me all the videos to go watch. What they didn't do is they didn't do the work for me. But I was really, analytical and I wanted to know from them, okay, well, like how did you sponsor so many people? How did you create the depth? Like what did you say? When did you say it? How did you say it? Like I would literally want to know everything. And I at the time, being the young whippersnapper that I was, thinking I could, get started today, be full time tomorrow. I didn't realize it at the time because I was really just full of energy, but I was really looking to be spoon fed. I wanted
Right.
them to literally give me every single thing that they did, how they did it, when they did it, why they did it. And I wanted to know everything. And, they just kept saying, hey, you got to just keep go talking to more people, keep go talking to more people. But I know for me, like one of my mistakes is having that expectation that they were going to do more for me. And then I very quickly over the span of like a month or two realized like I got to figure this out. And I think people don't realize that they got in. You walk through the doorway, great, cool, congrats. Now you got to do stuff.
But back then you didn't even know how long those diamonds had been in. Like you didn't know how long they had been in multiple businesses. You didn't know what their history was.
Oh yeah, and it wasn't their first business.
That's right.
Yeah.
Every single the leaders who are in companies today, this is not their first deal. It's like it took years for them to develop into the person that's what this podcast is about. We have
Yep.
talked about this endlessly, that we are developing into who it is that we're going to become. And these leaders, including yourself, including me, we were in multiple companies. I
Mhm.
love Jordan Adler. He's a great guy. And dude, he has the book Beach Money. He was in 9 companies before uh, uh, his company. I was going to say his company. He was in 9 companies before that.
Mhm.
9. And nobody's calling him a bouncer. Nobody's calling him jumping from deal to deal. It just took a while for him to figure out what he was passionate about, what he was
To
going to become a
develop.
leader in, to develop. And so when you get started in a company and your best friend just signed you up into it, and then you're looking for guidance from your friend and your friend doesn't give you that guidance, it's like, okay, what community can you plug yourself into?
Hmm.
Man, when I figured out some of the stuff that I needed to grow from, and this is my favorite story. I listened to a guy talk about how he told his upline that he said, I will join as long as I never have to give the presentation. And he literally went to a meeting with his buddy up in Minnesota, and it was like 30 degrees below zero, some stupid number. It was just, and they went to some garage that was cold, and his upline couldn't be there, and so he had to try to give the presentation that he didn't know how to give, and in the process dropped the clicker and it shattered on the ground, and he ran out of the room, didn't even give the presentation, ran. And he became one of the biggest presenters in the company, and he taught me in this story that the person who holds the clicker gets paid quicker, the person giving those presentations, the one who's stepping into it. And so I started, because I travel for a living. I'm in Atlantic City right now. I'm always gone someplace. And so I learned that I needed to find a way to give more presentations.
Hmm.
And I started going to groups for my company just that weren't even my team. And I started going into finding people in towns that I was going to be traveling to and asking them if I could practice by giving the presentation in strangers' homes,
Yep.
in people had no value to me other than practicing giving presentations. Dude,
Hmm.
I was going into some pretty rough neighborhoods
I can
and
imagine.
just sitting in a living room. I went to some basements. I have given presentations, and I had to become one of the best presenters. And now, dude, we give presentations with ease, without thought. I don't even need to have a slideshow, and I can give a presentation. It's like
Yeah.
what, but it took years of practice,
Hmm.
and I knew that it wasn't going to happen overnight. I knew that I wasn't getting anything out of that other than development. I knew it. But we got people that come into these things and they're like, well, I made 14 posts. I saw that my website got so many hits. That's zero value. Zero value. What do you hits don't matter. It's like
Hmm.
eyes on a billboard driving by on a highway. Why do you care about zero value? How many people did you talk to? How many people did you get in front of? How many people said no to you to your face? That's the numbers.
Yeah. Yeah. And two things I want to reference there is one, I love that phrase. Maybe comment it down below. Maybe by the way, if you're here watching this, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment. I love that line of the person with the clicker gets paid quicker, and it just there's so much more to it than it just sounding cool because you you realize hearing that you have to step up and do stuff. Like there's no free rides, there's no cheap seats. Like you got to get into first class and just get there, go do the thing. And in reference to numbers, I love Jim Rohn's line. where he's specifically talking about this being a numbers game. What you lack in skill, you can make up for in numbers. So you're new, you're shiny, you don't know a lot. So increase your numbers. If you did 10 and you didn't get anywhere, cool, do 20. If you did 20 and you didn't get anywhere, do 40, do 80, do 160. Like just keep increasing your numbers until you start to see traction. So what you lack in skill, you can make up for in numbers. And by the way, expectations of your upline, they're not going to give you the numbers. You're going to have to go get the numbers.
How is it that some of us here, we're plugged into all these stories because your stories with Jim Rohn and the ones that I know and the ones and the stories that have been adapted from those stories, because I know that almost everything is an adaptation from another story. I
Yeah.
love that.
Jim Rohn
you
got
know
all his stuff from Earl Shoaf. I'm
that's
sure
right.
Earl Shoaf didn't just come up with it all on his own. He got it from somebody else.
And we hear these things and they're adapted to for us in a way. Like I love, you know we were taught, hey, look, my son was, this is a story, it's not me, a top leader in a company. Their son turned 18 and wanted to go into network marketing, and he told his son, and I think I told this story before, he told his son, okay, go call 10 people and see what happens. And his son was like, well, where do I find the 10 people? In your phone, on your friends list, your network. Go message 10 people, go call 10 people and talk to them and
Mhm.
see what happens. And he was like, well, I called 10 people. Nobody said yes. Well, how about you go call 10 more? And then you go call 10 more. And he never gave his son anything more than go call the people and practice.
Mhm.
Like, you're going to mess up. You're
Yeah.
you're going to say it wrong. You're going to do it wrong. And by the way, I'm sorry to tell everybody this publicly. There really isn't a right way. There's maybe some things you learn to do differently, but
Mhm.
just being excited and telling somebody about your excitement, and you can't say the wrong thing to the right person.
Yep.
You're not looking for people in your time. You're looking for people in their time.
Yeah.
And if you read the your first year network marketing by Mark Yarnell, and you get to chapter 2, and it talks about looking for people in transition. When you understand who it is you're looking for, you're running through the numbers to find those people. And it's, you don't know who they are. You got to just talk to everybody. And
Yep.
man, it's when you get this, and you don't get it in 10 seconds. You don't get it in a minute. It takes a while to get this stuff. It takes a while to consume information. It takes a while to listen to all these leaders and trainings and audios. And it's like, how do you, what level of expectation do you have that you blame your upline? My upline didn't help me. They didn't
Mhm.
help you what? Read a book?
Yeah.
What, they
Watch a
didn't
video.
help you turn a page? What do you want them to do?
I, so it's so crazy. Like even just doing this podcast here, when I go back and I think about all the lessons I learned that I didn't really realize I learned in my first network marketing company. And this is, I mean, you know, this is 26 years ago, roughly ish. Really dating myself here. Um, I remember my first 20 people, sponsoring my first 20 people. I did it in probably a matter of about 2 months. Once I actually got started, I ran out and I sponsored about 20 people, which for me felt like a lot. For the average person, maybe that would feel like a lot. I don't know. I'm just saying that's what I did. And then I decided I had this brilliant idea, you know, young 23-year-old, whatever it was. I'm going to go full time. I'm going to leave my job and I'm going to go do this full time. I failed miserably, by the way, and we'll leave that part out. But, and then I went on this big streak of sponsoring no one for months because I was too busy trying to get it perfect. I was too busy trying to get it right. Like, how do I explode this thing? What do I got to say? When do I got to say it? Who do I got to say it to? I would I would literally be on the phone with my upline being like, "Hey, this is what I'm thinking of doing. Hey, this is what do you think of this? Hey, what do you think of
Oh,
this?" And it was constantly just go talk to more people. And then at one point, I remember circling back to a couple of the people that were on my team and talking to them about it. And whatever the conversation was, I vividly remember this moment. This woman, Carol, who was a friend, a family, something, something like second cousin, twice removed. I don't know whatever it was. She was kind of in the family. But I remember vividly remember her saying, I joined you because of how excited you were. And I was like, and I lost that. I lost that excitement and I got focused on trying to be perfect, trying to be polished and perfect and giving the perfect presentation and get like doing everything like hitting every line that I wanted to hit, like saying the right thing at the right time. And when I look back now, all the people that joined me in the beginning joined because of how excited I was. And they didn't know about the comp plan because I didn't know about the comp plan. I just knew about this cool product. People were making a lot of money. Get started, use this thing. Let's go have some fun. And people like that. And then when I went full time, I mean, I was talking to total strangers. I was trying to say the right thing and I was doing all this stuff. And I did not increase my numbers. I did not. I talked to minimal amount of people per day because again, I was trying to get it right. So that's where I really
you're
think of that Jim Rohn line. What you lack in skill, you can make up for in numbers. And if I had just realized that at the time, huge learning moment in my life. But
How is it we all have similar stories? Because the statement ignorance on fire is way more powerful than knowledge on ice.
yeah,
All of us did it. All of us. We
yep,
all thought maybe if I know more about the comp plan, maybe if I know more about the company, maybe if I had better answers to questions, maybe if. And the problem is or the solution is the more ignorant you stay to it all and the more excited you are and you're just out there just like a chicken with your head cut off running, you have better results. Dude, I was in a hotel room just like this in Miami, Florida, and I'm sitting when I found out about my second company, and I got excited about it, and I had already been through 4.5 years of just major disappointments. Just I was struggling. I was wanting this to win. And I was staring at my face in the mirror and I literally said, I'm killing my analytical side. And I am only going to do one thing: invite.
hmm
I'm not going to answer a question. I'm not going to deal with any of the nonsense. I'm just going to invite and I'm going to run. And I put 500 people in that company and I was just killing it. And it was around the same time I met you and met everybody else. And we were
hmm
just dominant because I stopped believing I needed to know anything. I stopped relying on people. I just went and did the thing.
yeah, yeah. It's crazy, man. I think back, and this is real life too. Like any company that I've been in, any person that I've personally brought in that has done significantly well. We're talking brought on hundreds of people personally, brought on teams of thousands. None, zero of those people have said, will you please explain to me in detail the compensation plan?
Not one. No.
They literally just, they're like, whoa, I see you're excited. I see you crushing it. I want in. Give me your link. Let's go. Like that's that excitement. And I've, to your point, Curry, where you talk a lot about like trying to eliminate people as quick as possible. Passion, energy, and excitement. Those three things, I talk about it all the time. Those things will carry you so far. They will carry you so far. And if you run with passion, energy, and excitement, it can get crazy. It can get crazy fun. And you just focus on inviting and inviting and inviting, you know? And once you start to get into, well, and you start that analytical side starts to creep in, that's
And it
when,
does.
and it will. And sometimes people don't even invite anybody because they're stuck in analytical mode. But
I think that's the
just,
most. I think most people. I think most people
yeah,
get they just they feel like they don't know an answer to any question, so they are afraid to ask somebody in case someone asks them a question.
yeah.
And by the way, this is where that support community comes from. This is where, hey, is somebody available to jump on a call with me? Or somebody available to answer this question? It's like you shouldn't have an expectation of answering questions. And by the way, how you as a person uh, present yourself is how they're going to believe they're going to have to present themselves. So if you're answering all the questions, they're going to think that they get to know all the questions.
Hmm.
If it's so much easier to say, you know what, even if you know the answer, hey, look, I got somebody who's been doing this a little bit longer than me. They know some stuff that I don't know. Let me
Hmm.
put them in a three-way chat. Hey, let me get them on a three-way call. Hey, can I set up something so that we can all talk together so that you get your questions answered as fast as possible?
Yeah, I think there is, speaking of expectations of an upline, I think there is definitely an expectation that the sponsor or the person who recruited you has to have all the answers. And they don't. They're not required to. There's no documentation anywhere that says they need to. And every single answer that you need, 99.9% of the time is directly in front of you, either in a training, on a website, in a PDF, in a video. My recommendation to you watching this, if you are joining or joined and think that you need to constantly reach out to your upline to get the answer, be resourceful. Like slow down to go fast. You want to go fast, you want to recruit a lot of people, you want to build a big team, slow down. Slow down. Anyone that reaches out to me and it's like, "Hey, how do I do this? How do I do this? How do I do this?" It's like, "Hey, it's right in the team training site. It's right in front of you. You literally already glazed over it and you're asking me a question about something, a video that you already watched. Slow down.
Go watch it
Watch,
again.
go exactly. Go watch it again. Go
As a matter
watch
of
it
fact,
again.
watch it three more times. Please go watch it three more times.
Yeah. Slow down to go. That was probably one of the best lines that I ever heard many, many years ago. Again, in my 20s. Slow down to go fast. And it's just one of those phrases that just kind of clicks. But like, yeah, the answer is always right in front of you. And it's not any sort of expectation of your upline to have to explain everything. Even, I mean, to this day, every occasionally, and these are those people that you want to eliminate. Sorry, not sorry, but the people that get started and it's like you give them the team training and you say, hey, this is just like you said, Curry, like here's your list of things specifically for you to go do right now. You're new, you're shiny, go do this. And I give that to them. And then they're like, okay, well, I was really just hoping that we could jump on the phone so you could explain all this to me. You want me to explain to you how to watch a video? Is that what you're asking me? You wanted me to explain to you how to click a button? Like, like what? What's the purpose of getting on the phone if I just gave you the information?
Time vampire.
I know, I know. I just
Could you
just
throw in some lightning bolt effects or the light time vampire? Cha cha cha. And they're so everybody. I mean, I got to admit, I've probably been one in my day. In the beginning, when I was just like, how we do this? Just like when you talked about, is like, how do you got these people who are upline above you, and they're and it's like my guy who I joined with was like, go read this book, and he gave me Eric Worre's GoPro. So he sent me the book. He said,
yeah,
if you read that book, if you're not going to read the book, I don't want to talk to you.
yeah,
And it was like, Oh, okay. So I read that book, and he was like, okay, read this book, go get another book, go get another book. And it was like, am I going to build this thing? What are we doing? It was like, no, we're going to build you first. We're going to build you. And then this is going to be better. This is going to be better. And we're still friends today. He's no longer in network marketing, and I'm the top of a company. So
Hmm.
it's, it took me a while to build, but dude, I fell in love with this. I fell in love with something I couldn't find in a job. I fell in love with, I just met with my whole business for my career. I got, I tell people openly, I still got a career, and my VP of sales, who I'm directly under, was just like, "Hey, I've noticed you put out a lot of stuff on LinkedIn about having side hustles," and I'm like, he's like, "How do you find time to do all that?" And I said, "I don't waste other time." And he's just like, "Oh, okay. Well, what do you, he was kind of curious about what I'm doing, and I'm like, I ain't telling you what I'm doing. You get out of here." I said, I don't want you coming back to bother me about nothing. I said, this is great. So,
Hmm.
but my life, because of network marketing, I live the way I want to live, and I have
Yeah.
as much fun as I want to do, and I have a career that pays the bills, and I got extra on the side to have the life I want to live, and it's just how I will never give this up. I don't care what happens. I will continue. If something happens to this company tomorrow, I'll be doing something else. I will have, there is no hesitation. There's
Yeah.
no wasted time. There's no emotional attachments. I'm not going to be sad if the company collapses. I'm not going to be upset at an owner. I'm going to keep doing this.
Yep.
But my sponsor, my upline in my previous companies, has over time pushed me to be resourceful, just
Hmm.
like you just said. They didn't just, they didn't, I don't know if anybody held my hand ever.
Yeah. It, it's crazy. I think back, the more we're talking about this, the more I think back to the lessons that my upline handed me, but I think I was expecting something different. I was expecting more of like more of a handhold, more of like a hey, let me let me help do this for you versus me taking the time to learn, absorb the information, and actually go do it myself. There were books that they recommended to me back at the time, and I'm going to be honest with you, I brushed them all off
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
was on the analytical side and I wanted to go do what was the thing that you said, what was the sentence, the phrase, the paragraph that you said that brought the person in. Like that's what I wanted to know. Like,
They
oh,
don't.
you
There
sat
ain't
down.
one.
What's that?
He said there ain't one. There's
Yeah.
no.
What
There ain't one.
Yeah. What when you sat down at your kitchen table and you sponsored people, because that's what they did. They told me that story about like, oh, we invited people over to our house. We sat them right here at this table. We talked to them. They signed up, we started to build with them, whatever. And I'm like, what'd you say? Like, tell, can you write down that conversation for me? Like I was that. But back, I just had to make some notes to make sure I forget. There was three specific books that I remember that they said, you should really go read these books. Like, really go read these books. Now, remember, I'm like 22, 23 years old. Like, I'm just, full of piss and vinegar. I just want to get out there and, like, just want to go, want to build, want to make money. Let's go. Um, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. And Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. Three
That was
books that
too
they
tough.
recommended to me. Um,
I don't recommend that book till later. I think till much later. Think and
Think and
Grow
Grow
Rich
Rich.
is too in depth. It's too big.
It is, well, that's also why I like the um, Earl Nightingale does a condensed version, and he literally like bullet points all the chapters, and you can consume that. That's much more easy to consume.
But
But
but wait, isn't Think and Grow Rich the condensed version of the collective 20-year study?
it's a condensed version of the book.
Right? Yeah, okay, go ahead. Keep going.
But
Sorry.
but the point is, I mean, if just thinking back, if I had just read the books, I mean, who knows? Who knows? But I brushed them off. It was an opportunity for me to learn, to absorb, to develop, to grow, all of those things, and I brushed it off. I got too analytical. I wanted to know how to be perfect, and I fell flat on my face, and it didn't work the way that I
Well,
want or thought it was going to work out.
well, I'm going to name drop for the first time, and I think that I don't know if we've really name dropped any, but Amway back in the early '80s when they were in their heyday, required affiliates to read The Magic of Thinking Big. It wasn't some you
What a
couldn't
great
move
book,
forward.
man.
You couldn't move forward.
Yeah.
You couldn't move, and you couldn't become you couldn't get extra help. You couldn't get into anything if you hadn't consumed that book. It was required reading. I actually heard, and this is one of my favorite moments in my life. I went to a 10X conference in Florida at the Marlins Stadium, and Steve Harvey was one of the guest speakers. And Steve Harvey is one of my earthly idols. I truly like this guy. I like his story, but there was a piece of his story that I didn't know. He actually joined Amway, and he before he became a comedian, and
Hmm.
they made him read The Magic of Thinking Big, and he literally took that information and became Steve Harvey.
Yep.
And that is part of his real story that he shared from stage, that if he had never received that book, he would have never become. And it came through network marketing. Guys,
Yeah.
this industry, this is literally education. We have said that this has been said that this is a personal development program with a compensation plan attached.
Yeah.
That's what network marketing is. This is entirely about building you into the person you could become
Hmm.
and get outside of that uh, employee mindset, employee programming to become something way bigger. But you got to go through it. You got to go through it.
Yep. The crazy part is like, and I know we're like in and out of the topic of expectations of the upline, but it's like
Yeah, right.
all of this stuff weaves into it, all of it. And I do on average usually 5 to 6 live trainings per week with my team. And 4 to 5 of those on average are mindset, personal development driven trainings. Sometimes one to two trainings will be technical. Hey, let's jump on over to TikTok and show you how to like, make sure you're using your hashtags, make sure you're taking your keywords and doing this with them, make sure you're, making videos like this, or if you're on YouTube, you got to make sure that, thumbnail, keyword, description, blah, 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 is more of like a technical thing. Everybody wants to know the technical. Everyone wants to know the how do I do this? How do I do this? All that stuff, all the technical stuff you could figure out on your own. You do not need me for that. You do not need Curry for that. You don't need someone to tell you how to go do something. And it drives me up an effing wall when people will waste my time, vampires, when they reach out and they're like, "Hey, how do I edit a video in CapCut?" I'm like, "Dear Lord, Google. That's how you do it. Google it. YouTube it. ChatGPT it. Be resourceful. I don't need to answer that question for you."
It is
But
shocking to me that you just admitted that you do 4 to 5 training calls a week. I would have. I don't do what I make videos and I just leave them there, man. I don't do it. What are you doing?
you know why I do it? I do it because I love it. I
Yeah,
like getting people together. I like being in front of people. I like helping people, inspiring people. And again, the majority of and I'll give you a quick DK story here. Years ago, same team, right? I would do 2 live trainings a week, but they were at night. And for me, like my nights are mine. Like
right.
when I have to take time out of my night, my evening, my time with my wife, it bugs the crap out of me. But I go do it because I know it has to be done. And then I kind of just said, I want to give more. I want to drive more, push more, motivate more. I'm going to do it on my time. Like, what am I
Yeah.
doing 8 o'clock at night for? I'm going to do it when it's convenient for me. So I just chose 10 a.m. Monday through Friday. I'm sitting here.
Right.
I might
Yep.
as well do something, right? And I just did it that way because that way it's like I could do something. Then I can use the content from what I'm doing and create even more content from it, right? I can use that content, put it on my YouTube channel. I can monetize it. I did it for me. I did it because I love doing it. I enjoy doing it. But the whole point is most
Boy,
of the
by the
time when
way,
I'm,
that was a lot of good nuggets you just dropped about doing it and then using the content to create more content. And it's like that is
yeah. And all of my all of my content is on my YouTube channel. So when people go watch it, I'm also getting paid for them to watch my video. Just throwing that out there. Um,
terrible, terrible.
so yeah, training 5 days a week, but I mean, that's not work for me. That's
Dude,
fun.
we used to open up Zooms, and I say used to because it was in the previous company. And every day between like 3 and 5 p.m., we would open up the Zoom and let anybody come in, and we
Hmm.
were just like a work party. We literally would sit there together, and if people had a three-way need, or if they had a call, or if we had leaders on this thing, and we would just have a Zoom where everybody was working together for a period of time, like we were just in the office. We're in the
Yep.
office, and it was fun. It was a lot of community, and it was building some good team members, and we had some good results. And we would showcase making live calls, and it was really a good time. So I mean, I get doing the daily thing. I just now I'm at that point where I'm just like I just want to own all of my time.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, for me, that's every day after 12. Because I'm here at my desk from 7 to 12 because I want to be. I'm
Right.
creating the content. I'm doing the things that I want to do. I shrunk down and minimized and got rid of all the extra tasking and BS stuff that I didn't want to do that I thought that I had to do. And now I just go do the stuff that I want to do. And once noon
So
hits,
when do you believe that you became a sponsor more than a recruiter?
I don't know if I can put a time frame on that.
Did you have
But
when you felt like you had a big enough team, or when you felt like you had like it's like what is it?
well,
Because
I
I'm
think
really
first let's
like
let's define the difference between the two. So, you guys watching, you know, a recruiter versus a sponsor. Um, Curry, what are your thoughts on that? Like define recruitment versus sponsoring and, where's that line right there?
so it literally comes down to me for recruiting is what you're doing to find people. So when you're just looking for people, you're recruiting. And when I mean that, like I have people on LinkedIn, there are HR recruiters. There's people who do this for a living, and they just go let you know about the information,
Hmm.
invite you to a meeting, let you go through the process, and then
They're
once
more
you're
the
in.
inviters.
Yes, you're an inviter. That's all
Yep.
you are. It's all they do. They just go find the people. They go for their target market, blah, blah, blah. They're just out there inviting. And those are your recruiters. By the way, I believe that everyone should stay in that mode as long as possible.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as possible. I didn't leave recruiting mode till I was almost a diamond in this company,
Yeah.
in the company that I'm in. Sponsoring is management.
Yep.
Sponsoring is providing the team with whatever that is. Sponsoring is guiding people through whatever, being the three-way call person, being the person who answers questions.
Yep.
Sponsors give value to everyone else. And it's not just your personally sponsored people, it's the team. Heck, it can even be the company. You're giving value back to everybody because you've already brought this wave in and they're pushing you forward. And that the being a sponsor requires you have gaining enough information to share with other people. You no longer ask questions, you are the answer.
Yeah.
Until you spend the time getting there, it's gonna take a while. And this is why you look for the sponsors inside the organization
Hmm.
to help you, not just your upline.
Yeah, for me, I mean, obviously it's been years, years. Um, Still very much in recruitment mode, always. But for me, I the way that I like to do it is I like people to be able to funnel people into a system that walks you through how to do the step by step, how to do the day by day, how to do the recruiting. You go through the training, you learn how to do the recruiting, and then you pull people in, and your newbies all go through the same thing. And then for me,
You
once,
just went you just went blurry again. It's hilarious.
oh, it's
'Cause
because yeah,
you had your hands just doing the way
yeah,
that it's
don't talk with your hands. One sec. Step out of the
it,
way, see if it will focus. Maybe
it did a second ago. It was hilarious.
throw some light
It,
on.
it
It'll do it right there.
hold on.
Yeah, sometimes if you, I don't
Come
know.
back in. Keep going. Just keep going. We'll deal
Yeah,
with the
well, I mean, you guys can hear my words anyway, and that's really the important part. I know you guys want to look at me. It's okay. But anyway, so here's the thing. Once people got to that place, for me, I wanted someone or something or some type of consistency where they could they could stay inspired, they could stay motivated, they could stay driven. And I know, of course, at the end of the day, it's on you. Like you gotta motivate yourself and like maybe make a note of that. Like no one's gonna do it for you. No one's gonna knock at your door and be like, okay, it's daily motivation time. Like you gotta motivate yourself. But I wanted to, for me, I wanted to have that vehicle that people could plug into that would be like that daily dose of like, all right, let's go get this. And that's why I had mentioned earlier, if I'm doing 5 to 6 trainings a week, and by the way, a training could be 10 minutes, it could be 45 minutes, whatever I feel like saying at that particular day. And I never have an agenda.
right.
Like, and this is for me, this is also what I love too. It's like I press go live and it's like, all right, boom, let's kick our day off. You know what I mean? And it's just free flow. But again, that's what brings me joy. So that's why I do it. But 4 to 5 out of those live trainings are all mindset and motivation driven because if you don't have that stuff, like if you don't stay motivated, if you don't have the mindset, the attitude, you know, you're gonna quit. You're gonna you're gonna give up. You're gonna quit. I could teach you TikTok and YouTube all day long, but guess what? If your mindset sucks, you're gonna quit. Period. I could teach you how to crush it on Instagram, step by step, play by play, exactly what to do. But if your mindset sucks, you're gonna quit. So the education, the how to, the technical is completely irrelevant to you being driven enough, you wanting it bad enough, you being motivated and disciplined enough. If you don't have those things, you will quit. Game over.
And by the way, and it's okay. It's okay. Quit. Honestly, if there's this isn't for everyone. I'm sorry. I think everyone has the same opportunity to win. Every one of us have the same ability to reach people. We have the same ability to do certain things that are free. There's free platforms for all these media, all the media, all the marketing. Hey, how are you? High five.
Hey, high five.
I know what you do. I know, but we have the same ability, but for some reason, oh, there it went. You're back. The people who really struggle through it, the people who go fight to win, the people who want more than a daily paycheck or the weekly paycheck or whatever. It's like you figure it out, and the people we're talking to, we want you're going to figure it out. You're
Mm-hmm.
going to figure it out. The rest of you, it's okay to be an employee. It is. go do your life and understand that we ain't mad at you. There's never going to be a day an upline should ever berate you for quitting. I've seen it. I'm sorry it's happened in the past,
Hmm.
but if you decide to quit, quit. It's okay. It's your life. But if
Yeah.
you want to win, don't rely on your upline to win. Don't be waiting for your upline to hold your hand to win. Don't be waiting for anyone other than you to figure it out. And when you do, and when you become better, then help other people get to where you are.
Yep.
It's what we do. That is really what we do.
I'll literally try to wrap up everything we just talked about into a tight little package. You want to win, you want to be successful in network marketing, all comes down to one thing: confidence. Your belief in yourself. Period. End of story. Now, here's the best part: if your confidence is waning, you can fix it. You can get better. You can improve. You can build and grow and develop and increase that confidence level to the point where you start to do a little more. And the more you build it, the better things can get. And that's it. And that's why, Curry mentioned it. I've talked about it. Personal development is essential. It's not a want to have, it is a gotta have in this business. If you don't do it, be prepared to quit. Be prepared to give up. Be prepared to blame someone other than yourself. If you do it and you do it consistently and you work at it, you can achieve some pretty cool crap. It's about as simple as that.
It really is. Dan, that's great, man. Thanks for wrapping that up.
We try here at Two Dudes. We try to give some value. And I
This
hope,
had a lot. This one had a lot of value. There's a lot
yeah,
of nuggets in
yeah.
this one. I would say this is probably one of the better
Let us know your thoughts in the comments.
big nugget drops.
Yeah. Drop a comment. Let us, what are you gaining from, what are your maybe some aha moments, your takeaways from Two Dudes Talking, or maybe just today's podcast? Put that in there. By the way, if you made it to this point in the video, we're, 50 something minutes in. Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, smash that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so you get notified anytime we put out video 14, which will be next week. Baker's Dozen Curry in the books, man. How do you feel? I feel like pretty good. It's pretty
I
cool.
feel it's as fresh as we just started. It truly isn't. Oh man, I can't not do these. I can't. It's too easy. It's so much fun to share from the value that others gave us
Hmm.
that we can regurgitate to help another group of people, and that's what we're doing.
I'll tell you, man, it's just like when I go live to, my team, or even I'm going live on a social media platform. Like, it's not work. It's not
It's not.
effort. This is not work. This is fun. And if we're having fun, guys, we're gonna keep doing it. So appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. For Curry, I'm Daniel. We'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.